o'clock? Okay. All right, well, this is Board of Adjustments. We're gonna call the meeting to order. Okay, on the agenda, we've got number 2, approve the minutes from the September the 12th, 2023 meeting. I hear a motion to approve the meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. We got, number 3, BOA 2236-B, hold a public hearing to discuss and consider a request from Renshaw Incorporated for approval of a variant from zoning code section 155.27 to reduce the required parking from 1 space per each 200 square foot of floor space to 1 space per each 278 square foot of floor space located on 2001 North Jefferson on property known as Mount Pleasant City Block 316, Lot 6, 4.899 acres, also known as Titus County Regional Medical Center.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And if we take a look here on the site plan, Titus Medical Center, of course, is located up off 30 and 271, or North Jefferson. And essentially, the applicant, as you've indicated, is coming forward. They're asking for a reduction in the parking count, and that's based on what the city code requires for parking. One thing I do want to mention as well, this is an existing facility. As you all know, it's been here for some time. Actually, where we have here on this location map, there was an existing building here and some landscaping all in this area. So the facility always had parking that was essentially in place with the what happened there? With the hospital complex. So there was already a reduction in parking. I just want to say that. However, do I not have anything else here? I guess that might be the only image I have. Anyway, so what we're looking at, or what the applicant is looking at doing, is they are going to construct proposing an 82,000 square foot expansion, 82,775 square foot expansion. It's going to be an ambulatory center, and so that'll be just folks that are coming in. It'll be like day surgeries and some other facilities that are going to be located within that. So there's no overnight parking that's going to be associated with the expansion. It'll certainly allow for the hospital complex to not only expand but also to be able to provide the additional parking, or the less of the parking that's required. The bottom line on this, oh, there we go. Here's a site plan. This is showing you the 82,000 square foot facility where it's going to be located, and also the parking that's associated with this. The total amount that you have, and I know you have a spreadsheet in here, the total required per the code is 916 spaces. However, the applicant has also provided in your packet the amount of parking spaces that are required based on the individual clinic, the individual offices, and the needs that they have in there. And so when you total that out, then essentially what they're looking for is 91 space reduction for this. And based on what they're providing, information they're showing, they'll be able to meet the parking needs. It won't be an excessive amount that'll still be there. They do plan on providing some additional landscaping in there to kind of soften it as well. So that way you're not seeing just the building itself, but a large parking I don't like to see now. So there's some of the things that they want to do to enhance the site itself. But essentially what this is coming down to, once again, is just a reduction of 91 parking spaces from the required. So it'll be a total of 825 parking spaces for the site. There's some additional parking along West 20th Street as well too that's available. So staff does not see this as a shortage in parking, but something that's actually going to fit for the hospital complex. So staff does support the applicant's request We did have one notice that was received. I did put that before you here this evening, and the notice was in favor of the applicant's request. With that, I'm available for any questions that you have, and we have Terry with the hospital that can answer any additional questions that the staff may have not covered.
Anybody got any questions? Okay, no questions for David, so we'll open this to a public hearing. Anybody have any questions?
When is this project gonna start?
Rules. Our plan would be to break ground late 2024, depending on financing, interest rates, and all that. Maybe closer to January 2025, but we expect 12 to 14 months of construction. Right now, our plan is the end of 2025, early 2026 to see our first patient surgery. So late 2025 to be done, early 2026. Yes, sir. You saw the plans that were up there a second ago. We're trying. It'll be connected to the hospital, so we're trying to understand. We've already engaged a general contractor. All of our engineering have already been engaged as well. They're going to do some drilling next week, just looking at samples. Sorry, not drilling, but we're still looking at. There's elevation issues from a connection. So is it a first floor connection, a second floor connection? To the hospital. We're still looking at that, and then we still have to plan the inside of it. So we're working close. We had a good planning meeting with the city last week. Our engineers were on site and met with the city team Tuesday week ago, just to review what a planning packet would look like, to start working on that. So our plans are to submit in the next few weeks and start that process and have all that ready. But we're still in planning stations, but we're quite a long. We already hired a general contractor.
Any more questions? Okay, no more questions. We'll close the public hearing. All right, to hear a motion to accept the adjustment for the hospital.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Second motion? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, we'll go to adjournment. All right, this is the Planning and Zoning Commission session. We'll call the meeting to order. Number 2, consider the approval of the minutes for the September the 12th, 2023 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting and take any action necessary. Hear a motion to accept approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, number 3 is SC-2023-01, hold a public hearing to consider the request of Stephen Zunga and Jose Lopez and Kalinda Valerio, applicant property owners, for the thoroughfare closure of 50-foot street right-of-way of a portion of Molly Avenue that is adjacent to lots 7 through 12, Block B, and lots 1 through 5, Block C, Anderson Addition, City of Mount Pleasant, Titus County, Texas, and generally located between East 8th Street and East 9th Street, and take any next action necessary.
Yes, sir. Once again, thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. The property that we're looking at is you've got 8th Street here and 9th Street, and this is Molly Avenue, and this portion would have been Molly Avenue, or it could be Molly Avenue, depending on how you go forward with this. But the applicant is requesting, or the applicants, I should say, requesting to have this closed, and that way they can just divide that down the middle here, and half would go to this property owner and the other half would go to this property owner, and essentially would be non-developed, obviously, for the street right-of-way. It is a 50-foot street right-of-way currently, and it's about 380 feet long. What'll happen is if this is approved this evening or recommended for approval, this will go to council for approval of the street closure, and then we'll come back to you in the form of a plat. So they'll have to take action to abandon the right-of-way. That way that can be replatted in the future. So with that, I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Anybody got any questions for David?
Any right-of-way issues with fire?
So we checked with the street department, and they don't have any issues with this. Let me see if I have if you take a look here, there is a draw that runs down this way. You've got a drainage area, drainage pipes that are here, where you have the water that comes through here. You've got a heavily treed area as well. This right here would be, you see there's just a single home on here, and that's probably going to be the same essentially over here with this being just a single lot. Fire-wise, fire didn't have any issues with this either, so to answer that question. Street department didn't have any issues, and fire department didn't have any issues with this.
That's fine with me.
Okay, any more questions for David? All right, no more questions, so we'll open a public hearing. Nobody else in here, so we'll close the public hearing. Do I hear a motion to accept the closure of the 50-foot strip through there?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Here in a second.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. Go to number 4, public comment. Nobody's in here to comment. So we got the planning director report.
All right. Yeah, so this evening, don't have anything for you. Just appreciate y'all and what you do for the city.
All right, thank you, David. Okay, we're adjourned. Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.